Hey everyone, this is Rhonda Simmons and I'm from Philadelphia. And I want to talk to you about Pmdd and how I feel about Pmdd and working in the workplace. It's more so about how I feel about when you have Pmdd and you have to go to work. I guess that's what this is kind of about. And you know how it makes you feel while you're at work. And I'm going to also relate this to school too because I'm still pretty young and I had to deal with it through high school and things like that. I pretty much just want to say that it's pretty hard. You guys already know that, knowing Pmdd and watching the videos with the Pmdd project, I assume you can tell that, having Pmdd and being in the workplace is extremely hard. It's also extremely hard whatever you're doing. I also talked about this during the my outlook on the diagnosis and medical system with the Pmdd. It's a pretty big deal to me because that's why I say one of my main things is, Pmdd, for this to be put out, for this to get out and for us to have more support. And, that way people can realize what it is, your bosses and things like that can know that this is a real medical issue and this is serious. A lot of the times people don't take, I'm taking off because of my period serious. Unless you have a woman boss who has premenstrual syndrome or hopefully Pmdd, not hopefully, but, she might not even know. She might think she has PMS. I also had a boss who had PMS at one point, and she was okay with me taking off with, when my cycle came about. For school, it was this one situation when I was staying with my sister. Well, not my sister, my nephew's mother. I called her my sister. But I was staying with her for a while. And she didn't know what I had. She didn't understand it. She didn't get it. She thought I was taking off of school twice a month for a period. And I had to tell her that this is no regular period. I'm going through something serious. She made me get up and go to school. And I made her ass come back and get me from school when I got to school and I was sick. Having, the chills, having to go to the bathroom, vomiting, the severe pain and, not being able to sit in a freaking desk for more than 5 minutes with the back cramps and not being able to focus because your brain is in a major fog. You can't think of anything. You can't even remember anything that you learned when you walk out the class. So she had to come back and get me, which is a lesson learned for her. Like I said, my period is bad. There's no joking here. My father was actually pretty good with it, with me missing school and, things like that for it. Growing up, my jobs have suffered. I never got fired for it because sometimes I fought through the battle. I would take in a leave and I would be okay, with dealing with the pain. The mental problems I just had to, get over. It was just something I had to deal with myself. There was nothing I could do for it, which I was pretty good at it, fighting my own depression and anxiety issues, which was pretty easy for me. I went to counseling, so I never was really taking pills to, subdue that. I always, had to deal with it myself, and it was something I always put up with on my own and, fought that battle with by myself every day. I never really suppressed it with pills and, medications. It was something that I figured I'll fight it through, It is what it is. Because where I'm from, my family, there is, we don't really even look at having mental issues as something that you need to medicate unless it's severe. ADHD and things like that, you get over it. That's how we work in my family. So we had, I had anxiety and depression. And still to this day, there is therapy and things that I'll go to before I decide to take a pill. So, I've always dealt with that in the workplace. There was this one incident where I was working the the cashier register at McDonald's. I was 15. And I'll say this because at 15, I didn't even know I had Pmdd. I got my first cycle when I was 13. At 15, I didn't know I had premenstrual dysphoric disorder. I was told it was PMS. This one girl, she ordered a Cobb salad. And I gave her the Cobb salad. This is a funny story. I tell it to everyone. I, gave her a Cobb salad. And she, her religion was Muslim. And the Cobb salad, comes with pork in it. So she came back and she threw the salad and she was screaming and hollering about how she was upset that I put pork in her salad. And she was yelling at me and it was like, she was screaming at me and like really, really, really it got to me. And I remember it got to me because it was my cycle. And I knew that, it was my cycle, but she didn't. And I can't expect everyone to know that my cycle's on when I get upset. So she's snapping out on me, snapping. And I tried to, talk her down and tell her, it comes with it. I didn't even know because I don't order Cobb salads. If I order salad, it's just a regular salad, chef salad. I don't even like meat in my salad. So, we went on and on and on. And she was screaming and hollering at me. And tears just started streaming down my face. And it wasn't because I was upset. It was more so because I couldn't control what I was feeling. I couldn't control what I wanted to really say and do. And it all just came out of me with tears. There was other things that happened to me, in schools with fighting and things like that. I got into a lot of trouble. I had a smart, mouth. And I think that all had something to do with the PMS, me having PMS, because that's what I thought I had. Later in life, I was diagnosed with Pmdd, and I work at a daycare. I worked at a daycare when I was 18, and the lady I worked for, she had PMS, but I knew I had Pmdd by then. So I might have been 18, yeah. So she was telling, one day I called her and I was like, listen, I can't make it to work today because I have a really bad period. And she said, I understand, take off. And I was like, wait, what? You what? And she's like, I understand, I have PMS too. And I was like, I don't have PMS, I have Pmdd. And she, what was that? So that was the day I had explained to her what Pmdd was. I don't know if she followed up with this or not because she might have actually had Pmdd. But, I did explain to her and I did give her some research on it. And she was, thankful because she was like, hey, I think this is me more so than PMS. And I told her, you need to know because doctors will just diagnose you with whatever they can. This is all happening in the workplace. I've had several other jobs after that. My job as a waitress was one of my worst with Pmdd, I'm sorry. My job as a waitress was one of my worst with Pmdd. I would say that because it's hands-on dealing with people and anxiety and depression. When you're not medicating yourself, with a pill, you really have to put up with these people mentally and physically every single day. And these are people that want their orders, they want their orders right. And if they don't get it right in the kitchen, they for some reason think the waitresses got the order wrong. For some reason, people take their, anger out on these waitresses as if I have a newfound respect for waitresses. I tip very well, always have, always will from now on. So, it's just more so like, you're more hands-on with people every day, when you're being a waitress. It's worse than cashier. It's worse than any other job that you're doing with people. This is hands-on, different people every day. Well, not different because sometimes the same people come in, but you know what I mean. It's hard when you have to deal with people's attitudes. Like, seriously, when you have to deal with someone's attitude that's, already has an attitude and you have Pmdd and you're walking around with back pain, stomach pain, this pressure feeling in your stomach like something's going to fall out of you. I also got like shoulder achiness, like muscle achiness, like this. My doctor said it was, fibromyalgia issues. To the touch, I didn't want people to touch me because I just felt, that sick, and it's hard. You're on your feet constantly at jobs, and it's just more so like a mental fuckery, I want to say, because working with these problems is something that no one else can understand. When you're hands-on with other people every single day, no one can understand it. What other jobs have I had that's been, very hard for me, dealing with Pmdd? The new job that I have now, also what I'm starting my business in, is home care, non-medical home care for the elderly. When I tell you that this job is stressful as well, I would say that it's stressful because it's not the clients that you're dealing with, it's the clients' family members that makes it hard. But this job is a little bit easier than the waitressing, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because you get to sit down and relax. You get to chill out for a second and, rest your back and your body. So if you are having issues, you get to relax and you get to rest. And that's pretty much what Pmdd is like in the workplace. It really depends. It doesn't really depend on, how the severity of or what you have with Pmdd. It's more so what you who you have to deal with and what you have to deal with in your workplace that affects your PMDD. It's more so like if you have a high volume job, it's going to be more stressful for you than a relaxed job at a desk. Even though I can see a relaxed job at a desk becoming the most craziest thing ever with PMDD. Like, it's just, that's another mental fuck. It's just like, I seriously need to get out of this. That's why I'm starting my own business, because me working is hard for me to do with PMDD, and I found my own way. It's pretty much not working and not dealing in the house and dealing with paperwork by myself. And for my business, that's something I'd rather commit to than dealing with people because of my PMDD. And that's just me, some people, they take medicines and they go to work. Me, I'm just going to own my own business because I can't take it. So I hope you guys got some, little message out of this. Like I said, it's not PMDD. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I'm having a baby, so everything's been a little bit off for me. I can kind of see it in my nose and crap too. But, yeah, it's PMDD in the workplace. It's not PMDD and working. It's more so PMDD and what you're working as, what you're being. What's your role in the job place that PMDD can affect. So, hope you guys got some good information out of me today. I'm going to have a few more videos to post, and I'll be uploading this in exactly 3 seconds. So, have a great day, everyone.